President Donald Trump tanks in Tennessee, new Vanderbilt poll shows. President Donald Trump, flanked by Rep. Kevin Brady, R. Texas, left, and Sen. Orrin Hatch, R. Utah, right, speaks during a bicameral meeting with lawmakers working on the tax cuts in the Cabinet Room of the White House in Washington, Wednesday, December 13, 2017, photo, Manuel Balcenita, AP. The approval ratings of both President Donald Trump and Sen. Bob Corker have dropped more than 10 percentage points since November 2016, a new Vanderbilt University poll shows. Meanwhile, Gov. Bill Haslam remains the most popular politician in the state, the poll found. The fall 2017 Vanderbilt poll Tennessee shows that Trump's approval rating fell from 60% in November 2016 to 48% a year later. Corker's approval rating dropped from 60% in November 2016 to 47% this year. The approval rating of Sen. Lamar Alexander dropped from 60% to 44%. The poll found that at the time of Trump's election, 54% of Tennesseans thought Trump was changing Washington for the better. Now, just 35% think so. Conversely, in November 2016, 20% of Tennesseans thought Trump was changing Washington for the worse. Now that number has risen to 36%. Donald Trump and Bob Corker continue public battle, a timeline of the escalating fight video by Michael Schwab/Tennessean. More, Diane Black surges in Tennessee gubernatorial race, poll finds. More, Marsha Blackburn holds key advantage in Tennessee Senate race, poll finds. I think, the poll, provides a read of where the Trump effect stands here in the state, Vanderbilt political science professor John Geer said. In fact, this pattern that we find where Trump support is declining and people don't think he's going to bring the right kind of change to Washington, this is part of a broader national pattern. Vanderbilt political science professor Josh Clinton said he believes much of the decline in the president's approval rating is a shifting among independents in Tennessee that mirrors a national response. The also poll found that Tennesseans think their peers are much more conservative than they are themselves, as more poll respondents identified as moderates. Here's a state that Trump won handily, and even here we see kind of an erosion in Trump support and more dissatisfaction, that the change they thought they may have been getting by electing President Trump is not what they are seeing going on in Washington, Clinton said. Also, almost the same number of Tennesseans believe the president is telling the truth most of the time as those who believe he rarely does, at 30% and 29%, respectively. 9% believed the president is telling the truth all of the time. Geer said the question itself is a sign of the times. We normally would never ask such a question, but because there have been so many stories about the kinds of statements the president has made, we decided to ask it, Geer said. If all of the sudden we ask a whole bunch of people, how much does John Geer tell the truth, and only 40% said most of the time, I'd view that as pretty disappointing. Both Geer and Clinton noted that the two Tennessee senators' approval ratings were likely affected by a dip in the views of Congress as a whole.